You must overcome certain events and not allow manipulation. When events occur, avoid making interpretations or letting yourselves be manipulated.
Can Africa become a united Africa? Ibrahim Traore envisions a united Africa, and his secret strategy lies in mobilizing the African people. He believes that no one can defeat a united populace, and that exploitation becomes impossible when the masses stand against the exploiters. But how does Traore plan to activate the masses? And will Africans be willing to rally together to protect and save their continent? These questions are at the heart of his vision for a unified Africa. Let's find out. Ibrahim Traore is stepping onto the stage, his presence commanding the room. Everyone, especially those in the West, leaned in to hear his words. What exactly did he say that had such a profound impact? In a stirring call to action, Ibrahim Traore passionately addresses the pressing need for national unity and resilience. With a conviction that resonates deeply, he urges citizens to rise above challenges together, emphasizing the dangers of manipulation and the misinterpretation of events. His words carry a poignant message. Unless Africans stand united, the world will continue to exploit Africa's resources and potential. No one can fight the masses, he declares, underscoring the power that lies in solidarity and collective action. Traore's vision extends beyond mere words. It embodies a profound belief in the strength of a united Africa. His words echo through the corridors of uncertainty and division, urging listeners to forge bonds that transcend individual differences and regional boundaries. By fostering a sense of shared purpose and resilience, Traore champions a future where Africa stands tall, resilient against external pressures and internal strife. At the heart of Traore's message lies a call for solidarity that transcends political affiliations and historical grievances. He paints a picture of a continent where unity is not just a lofty ideal, but a pragmatic necessity. By confronting manipulation head-on and promoting a clear-eyed understanding of events, Traore empowers citizens to reclaim their narrative and shape a future defined by collective strength and resilience. The notion of a united Africa, as Traore envisions it, is more than a geographical and political concept. It is a rallying cry for a new era of empowerment and self-determination. It challenges old divisions and outdated perceptions, offering a blueprint for harnessing Africa's vast potential on the global stage. In Traore's view, the path to true sovereignty and prosperity begins with a unified front against exploitation and external interference. As listeners absorb Traore's impassioned plea, they are reminded of Africa's rich history of resilience and collective action. From the struggles for independence to the fight against modern-day challenges, Traore invokes a spirit of unity that has defined Africa's journey through adversity. His message serves as a beacon of hope, inspiring individuals to look beyond immediate differences and embrace a shared identity rooted in strength and resilience. Is Ibrahim Traore suggesting a new Africa, a united Africa? The thought sparks curiosity and excitement, as Traore's vision seems to advocate for a continent where nations come together in unprecedented ways. His speeches and actions hint at a future where African countries collaborate closely, perhaps even uniting under a single entity to face the world with a unified front. Traore's proposition isn't an isolated idea. It echoes the dreams and aspirations of many African leaders and intellectuals throughout history. The concept of a united Africa has long been a beacon of hope, a solution to the shared challenges that have plagued the continent for centuries. From economic struggles to political instability, the call for unity has been a recurring theme in the quest to harness Africa's immense potential. In his speeches, Traore emphasizes the importance of collaboration, painting a vivid picture of what a united Africa could achieve. Imagine a continent where borders are less significant and resources are pooled for the collective good. This vision is not about erasing individual identities, but about amplifying Africa's collective voice on the global stage. Traore believes that by standing together, African nations can negotiate better deals, defend their interests more robustly, and foster an environment of mutual support and growth. Historically, the idea of African unity has seen various iterations. From the Pan-African movement to the formation of the African Union, leaders like Kwame Nkrumah Julius Nyerere, and Nelson Mandela have all championed the cause of a more unified continent. They envisioned a future where Africa's diverse cultures and rich histories would converge into a powerful force for change. Traore's vision seems to build on these foundational ideas, pushing for even closer ties and deeper integration among African nations. And what would a united Africa look like according to Ibrahim Traore? Imagine a continent transformed into a powerful federation or confederation where each nation retains its unique identity and autonomy, while pooling resources and coordinating policies on crucial issues like trade, security, and diplomacy. Traore's vision of a united Africa is both bold and pragmatic, aiming to harness the continent's vast potential and create a formidable global force. In Traore's view, a united Africa would resemble a well-coordinated machine where individual countries work together seamlessly. This unity could manifest as a federation where central authority oversees critical functions, or a confederation where nations collaborate closely while maintaining their sovereignty. The key is balance, preserving national identities while fostering collective strength. One of the most compelling aspects of Traore's vision is the economic transformation a united Africa could achieve. With a combined consumer base of over 1 billion people and immense natural resources, a unified Africa could emerge as a significant economic bloc. By promoting intra-African trade, countries could reduce their dependence on external markets, fostering economic resilience and growth. This shift could lead to the creation of regional supply chains, boosting local industries and creating jobs. It will become a continent linked by a web of modern infrastructure projects, prioritizing connectivity and efficiency. Highways, railways, and digital networks could span borders, enhancing mobility and trade efficiency. These projects would not only facilitate economic activity, but also improve access to basic services like healthcare and education, bridging gaps between urban and rural areas. Traore's vision includes a future where Africans can travel freely, engage in commerce, and share ideas across the continent, fostering a sense of unity and purpose. Cultural diversity is one of Africa's greatest strengths, and Traore envisions a united Africa that celebrates this richness while fostering a shared identity. By promoting mutual understanding and respect among diverse ethnic and linguistic groups, social cohesion could be significantly strengthened. Festivals, educational programs, and cultural exchanges could highlight the common threads that weave through Africa's diverse tapestry, building a stronger, more inclusive society. Traore also sees unity as a pathway to peace and stability. The artificial borders drawn by colonial powers have long been sources of conflict and tension. By mitigating these divisions and promoting cooperation, a united Africa could address historical grievances and reduce the likelihood of border disputes. This collective approach to conflict resolution would not only promote peace within the continent, but also present a united front in international diplomacy. While uniting Africa is important, what else is necessary according to Traore? Another crucial element of Ibrahim Traore's message to Africans is his impassioned call to fight for freedom. Traore doesn't mince words when he describes the stark choice facing the continent: either fight for freedom or remain perpetual slaves, both mentally and physically. This powerful dichotomy highlights the urgency and importance of the struggle he envisions. Traore's plea goes beyond physical liberation. He emphasizes that the battle for freedom must start in the mind. He believes that mental liberation is the foundation upon which all other freedoms are built. For too long, external powers have not only exploited Africa's physical resources, but have also imposed narratives and mindsets that keep its people subjugated. Traore's call to action is a clarion call for Africans to reclaim their mental sovereignty. He speaks of the need to dismantle the mental chains that have been forged through centuries of colonization, oppression, and external interference. This involves questioning and rejecting the inferiority complex that has been instilled in many African societies. By fostering a sense of pride and confidence in their heritage, culture, and potential, Africans can begin to break free from the mental shackles that have long hindered their progress. Traore's vision for mental liberation includes a thorough reevaluation of education systems across the continent. He advocates for curricula that celebrate African history, achievements, and contributions to the world. By educating the younger generations about their rich heritage and instilling a sense of pride and identity, Traore believes that Africa can cultivate a generation of leaders who are mentally liberated and equipped to lead the continent toward a brighter future. Moreover, Traore calls on Africans to resist the pervasive influence of neocolonialism. He warns against the subtle forms of control that manifest through economic dependency, cultural dominance, and political manipulation. By building self-reliance and fostering unity, Traore argues that Africa can effectively counter these modern forms of subjugation. In his speeches, Traore often highlights the importance of solidarity and collective action in the fight for freedom. He believes that true liberation can only be achieved when Africans come together, support one another, and work towards common goals. This unity, he asserts, is the most potent weapon against both mental and physical oppression. Traore's message resonates with historical struggles for freedom and independence. He draws inspiration from the great leaders of Africa's past, who fought tirelessly against colonial powers. By invoking their legacy, he aims to inspire a renewed commitment to the ongoing struggle for true freedom. In his speeches, Ibrahim Traore has also issued stern warnings about the dangers of enemy manipulation. He cautions against both internal and external forces that seek to manipulate and discourage Africans through media and false reports. Traore's insights into the methods of these enemies highlight the importance of vigilance and critical thinking in the fight for Africa's future. Traore identifies a range of tactics used by these manipulative forces, beginning with the pervasive influence of media. He explains how external enemies often use media to spread misinformation and propaganda, painting a skewed picture of Africa to the world and to Africans themselves. These false narratives are designed to sow discord, create confusion, and undermine the continent's progress. By controlling the narrative, these external forces aim to keep Africa in a perpetual state of dependency and inferiority. Equally concerning are the internal enemies, those within the continent who, for personal gain or out of ignorance, perpetuate these damaging narratives. Traore warns that these individuals often align with external interests, consciously or unconsciously, to destabilize their own countries. They exploit divisions, amplify negative stories, and discourage any efforts toward unity and progress. This internal betrayal is particularly insidious because it erodes trust and solidarity from within. To combat this manipulation, Traore advocates for a robust and independent African media landscape. He emphasizes the need for media outlets that are free from external influence and committed to truthfully representing African realities. Such media would serve as a powerful tool for education, empowerment, and unity, helping to counteract the false reports and propaganda spread by enemies. Traore also underscores the importance of media literacy among the African populace. He believes that equipping citizens with the skills to critically evaluate information is crucial in the fight against manipulation. By fostering a culture of skepticism and inquiry, Africans can better discern truth from falsehood and resist efforts to manipulate their perceptions and beliefs. Moreover, Traore calls for solidarity in the face of these manipulative forces. He encourages Africans to support one another and to stand firm against those who seek to divide and discourage. By recognizing and resisting manipulation, Africans can protect their mental and emotional well-being, ensuring that their actions are guided by truth and a shared vision for the future. In addition to media manipulation, Traore highlights the role of false reports in undermining progress. These reports often exaggerate problems, ignore successes, and create a sense of hopelessness. Traore warns that if left unchecked, such reports can demoralize the population and hinder efforts toward development and unity. He urges leaders and citizens alike to challenge false narratives and to actively promote and celebrate the positive stories and achievements of Africa. While all these features are of great importance, Traore mentioned one thing, which he says will make a united Africa possible, which is patriotism and defense. Traore passionately calls upon Africans to be the first patriots, to take pride in their homeland, and to stand ready to defend it against those who seek to undermine their morale and spirit. His appeal is both a rallying cry and a reminder of the vital role that patriotism plays in the continent's resilience and unity. Traore's concept of patriotism is deeply rooted in love for one's country and commitment to its progress. He encourages Africans to foster a profound sense of pride in their rich histories, diverse cultures, and shared aspirations. This pride, he believes, is the bedrock upon which a resilient and united Africa can be built. By embracing their identity and heritage, Africans can strengthen their resolve to protect and advance their nations. Defense of the homeland, in Traore's view, goes beyond military might. It encompasses a broader, more holistic approach to safeguarding the nation's integrity and morale. He warns of the subtle yet dangerous threats posed by those who seek to erode confidence and sow seeds of doubt among the populace. These adversaries, whether external or internal, aim to weaken the collective spirit through misinformation, negative propaganda, and psychological tactics. Traore calls on Africans to remain vigilant and proactive in defending against these threats. He advocates for a multifaceted approach that includes educating the public about the true nature of these manipulative tactics and fostering a resilient mindset that is impervious to demoralization. By understanding the methods of those who wish to undermine morale, citizens can better resist and counteract their efforts. At the heart of Traore's message is the belief that patriotism and defense are responsibilities shared by all citizens, not just the government or the military. He urges individuals to take an active role in their communities, to support one another, and to stand united against forces that threaten their collective well-being. This collective defense, rooted in patriotism, can create a powerful shield against both external aggressors and internal subversives. Traore also highlights the importance of celebrating and promoting the achievements and positive aspects of African nations. He believes that by shining a light on successes and progress, Africans can counteract negative narratives and boost national morale. This celebration of accomplishments serves as a reminder of the potential and capabilities inherent in the continent, inspiring further efforts toward development and unity. In his speeches, Traore often draws on historical examples of African resilience and patriotism. He evokes the spirit of past leaders and freedom fighters who stood unwaveringly in defense of their lands and people. By connecting contemporary struggles with this rich legacy, Traore aims to instill a sense of continuity and purpose in the ongoing fight for Africa's dignity and prosperity. Another cornerstone of Ibrahim Traore's powerful message is his unwavering focus on human rights and sovereignty. Traore stresses the critical importance of defending a country's sovereignty and ensuring that human rights are respected, particularly within the armed forces. His stance is clear. Amidst external criticism and pressure, these elements are non-negotiable for Africa's progress and dignity. Traore passionately asserts that true sovereignty cannot exist without a steadfast commitment to human rights. He believes that a nation's legitimacy on the global stage is deeply intertwined with its respect for the fundamental rights of its citizens. This commitment must begin with those entrusted with the nation's defense, the armed forces. Traore argues that training in human rights for military personnel is not merely an ethical obligation, but a strategic imperative. In his vision, the armed forces are more than just protectors of the state's borders. They are guardians of the people's rights and freedoms. By instilling a strong understanding of human rights within the military, Traore believes that soldiers can better serve their nation and its citizens. This training ensures that the military operates with integrity and respect for human dignity, even in the face of external and internal challenges. Traore's call for sovereignty is also a call for self-reliance and independence from foreign interference. He warns against the subtle ways in which external forces attempt to undermine Africa's autonomy through criticism and pressure. These external actors often use the guise of human rights concerns to exert influence and control. Traore's message is clear. Africa must stand firm in its sovereignty, addressing human rights issues from within, rather than allowing them to be dictated by external powers. He emphasizes that sovereignty and human rights are not mutually exclusive but are, in fact, deeply complementary. A sovereign nation that respects human rights is stronger, more resilient, and more respected on the global stage. Traore encourages African leaders to take ownership of their human rights agendas, ensuring that they are tailored to their unique contexts and challenges rather than being imposed from outside. Furthermore, Traore highlights the role of education in fostering a culture of human rights and sovereignty. He advocates for comprehensive educational programs that teach citizens about their rights and responsibilities, as well as the importance of national sovereignty. By empowering individuals with knowledge, Traore believes that societies can build a strong foundation of respect for both human rights and national integrity. In his speeches, Traore also points to the historical context of Africa's struggle for sovereignty and human rights. He reminds his audience of the long and arduous fight against colonialism and the ongoing battle to maintain true independence in a world that often seeks to undermine it. By connecting contemporary issues with this rich history, Traore inspires a renewed commitment to these essential principles. And has he something to say about the highlight of Burkina Faso's economy? Resources? A fundamental aspect of Ibrahim Traore's compelling vision for Africa is his firm stance on resource ownership. Traore strongly asserts that ownership and control over national resources, such as gold and minerals, are critical to a nation's sovereignty and prosperity. His message is unequivocal. Burkina Faso's resources belong to its people, and he will not allow any external forces to seize control. Traore's declaration is rooted in a deep understanding of the historical and ongoing exploitation of Africa's abundant resources. For centuries, external powers have extracted wealth from the continent, often leaving behind environmental degradation and economic disparity. Traore's call to assert ownership over these resources is a powerful rejection of this legacy of exploitation. It's a call for African nations to reclaim their wealth and use it to fuel their own development. By asserting control over national resources, Traore envisions a future where Burkina Faso and other African nations can leverage their natural wealth to build robust and self-sufficient economies. This involves not only resisting attempts to seize these resources, but also developing the infrastructure and expertise to manage them effectively. Traore emphasizes the importance of investing in local industries and technologies that can process and add value to raw materials, ensuring that more of the wealth generated from these resources stays within the country. Traore's stance on resource ownership is also a call to action for the people of Burkina Faso. He encourages citizens to take pride in their natural wealth and to be vigilant in protecting it. This sense of collective ownership and responsibility is crucial in preventing exploitation and ensuring that the benefits of the country's resources are shared equitably among its people. In his speeches, Traore often highlights the strategic importance of resources like gold and minerals. He points out that these resources are not only vital for the country's economic development, but also for its geopolitical leverage. By maintaining control over its resources, Burkina Faso can strengthen its position on the global stage and negotiate from a place of power rather than dependency. Traore also addresses the need for transparency and accountability in the management of national resources. He believes that corruption and mismanagement are significant threats to the effective use of these assets. By promoting good governance and ensuring that resource revenues are used for the public good, Traore aims to build a system where natural wealth truly benefits the people. Moreover, Traore's commitment to resource ownership is a statement of resistance against neo-colonialism. He warns against modern forms of economic imperialism, where multinational corporations and foreign governments seek to control African resources under the guise of investment and development. Traore's message is clear. True development comes from within, and African nations must guard their resources zealously to achieve genuine independence and prosperity. According to him, by doing all this, Africans can actually save Africa. Do you think Africa can really one day become the dreamland? What would happen if Africans saved Africa? Let us know in the comments section. Do you think Traore will make the dream of united Africa a reality? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If so, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.